evening, everyone. How are you all doing? It has been a while. Let's get introductions out of the way. So what happened was a few weeks ago, I think 2 or 3 weeks now. Let's start from the beginning. So the only thing we need to do in Etrian Odyssey 1 is beat the final boss. That's it. Have a straight path towards the final boss. We can fight the final boss, and we can be done with it. The game is over. Technically not because I don't have all items yet, but you know what? Fuck 100%. I'm not going to put myself through the torture of trying to 100% this game. This is on not on expert mode at least, not on expert mode. But we got to the final boss, and then it turns out my damage output is about 2/3 of what it should be, which is concerning, given the fact that that you actually need to beat the boss, within 52 turns. It is doable with strategy. By perfectly planning, it is doable. However, I wasn't up to the task. So, in the meantime, I've decided, okay, I'm going to swap my party and actually try to get to the bottom of it. Let me just load the game. So I swap my party around, and it's the party you just see. It's not the party I'm going to use, because Siegfried is not at 70 and Rem is not at 70. She's at 55, which is about halfway done in terms of experience points. So these two need to level up, and I've chosen like various ways of doing that, but there's nothing better than just old-fashioned just doing it. There's one problem. It takes a lot of time to actually level up in this game. So, I'm actually not going to level in the Claret Hollows. As you can see from my party, I have Violet, Mochi, Brynhilde, and Siegfried, which means I have a Troubadour, I have a Protector, I have a Landsknecht, and I have a Medic. Rem is not an elemental caster, which means I can't really face the Claret Hollows with my current output, nor can I actually deal decent AoE damage. It's really weird. I just hope the dragons don't respawn, because it kind of sucks. The reason I'm going back, I don't think, no, the boss FOEs haven't respawned yet, which is kind of good because I don't want to deal with the dragons again. The dragon clones, I should say. So what I found, if you go to Lost Shinjuku, there's one FOE back, but the FOEs take way too much time, and the only reward really for capturing them, for defeating them, is the item reward. Currently my inventory is maxed out. You'll see like very shortly that there's like a few spots remaining for items, which is going to bite me in the foot. But this is basically the fastest way I found to grind for experience points. There are enemies I can defeat with an auto battle. I can just turn off my brain and just fight. I could make this a little bit more rewarding by removing Brynhilde from the party, and therefore giving everyone a 25% boost. But I do need her DPS, especially in the dreadful fights. Violet doesn't have the 1 TP heal anymore. Like I can't remove Mochi because she's essentially doubling the experience points. I think it's doubling or to 50% buff. I can also replace Brynhilde with another Troubadour. So you see I'm already full of items. But this is basically the fastest way I've found that I can actually grind for experience points. This is the best battle, by the way. It's very easy, doesn't drop a lot of loot, and gives a lot of experience points. So that's the battle I want. I don't want the gels. the heat gels, the burst gels, I should say, they don't, they give decent experience points compared to the other enemies. Not really, but they have resistance to physical attacks, as all the jellies do. This one at least gets over soon. There we go. It's about 1500 less, but it's over in a turn. And because I'm stuck to a special wall, yeah, this is actually the best. Very easy. First round is not a threat. Gives 43. The spiders are the best. The burst gels are the worst, and the one with the frog is good in the middle. So you might be thinking, why won't I train on the 25th floor? There are too many enemies that spawn in groups of 5, and there's a single possibility that I'll be fighting 5 burst gels. And putting myself once again in a situation where I don't want to be. Where I have to rely too much on attacking. I could look in the second straw. Actually, that's not a... The second floor might not actually be a bad idea. Wait, why am I going... I can take the elevator. Or maybe the third. The third is, might not be as haunting as the... Wait, what was it? FOE again? Almost all FOE I can't... Okay, the encounter's not that bad. But it kind of sucks. Also, they really do deal a lot of damage. Maul. Not mole, but maul. The flower is a problem. Also, I need to get to a crystalline... Yeah, that. They don't give much more experience points than the other enemies would. They only offer 3k with that problem. So this is not actually a very good place to... Yeah, the 23rd floor is not really worth it. Space nail. Let's go to this 22nd floor. Okay, that's actually... We come to a very good point. This is horrible. Those crabs, they have... The crabs and the slimes have a high resistance. Okay, 22nd is also out of the option. Let's try 24th. I already know 25th is out of the question. Get into a good spot. Okay, being preemptively stricken is actually really bad. Jesus. They have a lot of defense. 5k for that single battle. There should be heightened encounter rate here, but it doesn't seem to trigger. Yeah, this is a no-go. They have way too much hit points, way too much defense. You'll see, I'm already entering turn 3. turn 4 for a 5k. I also get a 5k if I defeat the 3 slimes. So all of them basically fall out of fashion except the 25th floor maybe, but they have groups of 5. Like this is probably the worst I can get. Fortunately they don't deal a lot of damage, but it just sucks. They give 3k. But the immediate need to bail and to fight, like to survive, is not really present, so. 30 of them now, that is just cursed. But anyway, it's been a while since I last saw you guys, and considering we're doing a little bit of grinding, I'm not sure how much grinding we can do. I want to try Primeval at least once a night. And I know Primeval can take up to an hour. That's really bad. So let's say we're going to grind for about 45 minutes, starting from now. So at 11:30 we'll give Primeval one attempt. One good attempt, I should say. If I mess up halfway, then yeah, that kind of sucks. And we just tried to get Siegfried to level 70 that time. Siegfried needs to tank a lot. It is kind of bad to just let the party get hit, like to have Siegfried tank everything. Given that he cannot tank a single 3 attack, like that rush attack, that will take him out regardless if he has immunize. Also, but we do need him for the elemental shields. It's pretty fun if the boss in the last stages like the after turn 52, I think you'll go into a frenzy and just keep casting. Would it be possible to use three protectors? A troubadour just giving out the TP buff, enhanced of course, and just wither him down from there on. Theoretically speaking. If he uses a physical attack in between, then you're pretty much screwed. But if he only uses elemental attacks starting from the 52nd, you're guaranteed to know what comes next. One of the 3, and if the shield buffs, the elemental block buffs overlap, yeah. You should be able to get like into a position where you just steamroll him. The Troubadour is also very good at erasing. That's the only thing that I'm afraid of. If he ever uses elemental block. That will reduce elemental damage done by, I think, 99%. It basically reduces it to a 1 to 4 damage. I think it just completely nullifies it, and in the code there's something that adds like 1 to 5 extra damage to the mix to make it look like you're playing random. Like fluctuation between 5% and then add like 1 to 5. Although I think if an enemy actually deals not enough damage, it will just reset to a 0, it will count as a miss. But that's another thing. But anyway, I'm going to try my best with Rem now. Rem is a survivalist, and supposedly survivalists have very good DPS. Rem also qualifies to as a buffer, so I can have my 1-turn immediate buff streak going on to trigger the removal and waste a turn of Primeval. I'm not sure what I was going to levels. I think Firewall, Ice Wall, and Fold Wall +1. But then again, no HP up. Okay, now he has 2 free points. I think I'm going to keep Ice Wall at 5 and increase Fold Wall and Firewall by 1. Because if I ever have to fight the dragons again, by chance, having Ice Wall at anything but 5 will cause instant death. Can cause instant death if you fail the RNG. Brynhilder is fine. All Slash turns out to be really good. Although I'm not sure if Cleave... Well, it doesn't really matter if I do Cleaver or this one because the TP cost is halved. Jesus. No, it's just 2 less. It's immune to stun. And this only works if you have 2 spellcasters in your party. She's pretty much as strong as can be. Hellcry doesn't even matter anymore. But she doesn't have other skills I can take advantage of. Violet is pretty much maxed out. But she will not be there. And Rem... After that, she's going to get AP up. HP up. But going back on topic, how have you guys been? We haven't seen each other for about a month. And I want to say a lot has happened since, but that's not true. Life's been pretty stagnant lately. The most exciting thing I had going for me was going to the student association, but nowadays I'm just working, going to the gym, working, going to the gym, working, going to the gym. And lately I've started to hate work by a lot. Here it is. Our company hired a bunch of refugee workers, which for one, there's a, well, actually let's just leave the whole political thing behind refugees side. But the thing is, when we hire refugee workers, we are not obligated to pay them full price. Okay, Siegfried just got a huge amount of hit points, holy shit. So the government will chip in and will pay the refugee workers like a margin, and the companies have to pitch in the remaining of the margin so they can have the minimum wage. So they can work a little bit. My problem with that is you're getting extremely cheap labor that is paid for by my tax dollars. Tax money, tax euros, sorry. Whenever I speak English, my currency also goes to American dollars. Sorry, so sorry for that. Euros. So I'm essentially paying for my coworkers. I'm not about that. Especially for the work I do, for the stress I take, and for the physical, well, altercations that my body's going through because of that. It's not clean work. I'm pretty sure if you were to look, you'll find some fungus and bacteria just growing in me, just waiting to strike. So But it was really cheap, but we knew, and me in especial because I made a prediction, that at some point they had to return back home. And that happened last week. Well, that happened last Monday. So we suddenly, and I'm really my boss says it wasn't suddenly. Yes, it was suddenly. Like 1 week we had him, the next week we did not have him, and we did not have a replacement, so it suddenly disappeared. But you know, he doesn't agree to those semantics, you know. And now we have workload upon workload. My shift leader is actually the one who's taking care of every morning shift because there's no one else. And he also likes to have a free weekend. I don't blame him. But he is pretty much overcooked. You can tell. Like, he started to work. He left work at Tuesday pretty exhausted, pretty worn down. And then he came Wednesday, and I think the stress was still in his body, and he did not recover well. So it could be that he called in sick today. I'm not sure. It could be that he calls in sick tomorrow. I'm not sure. I recommended him to take a sick day if he felt sick, not to be sick in the weekends, because you don't. If you're sick in the weekends and you can't enjoy your weekends, you're fine by Monday. You don't get Monday off. It doesn't work like that. So I do hope he takes a sick day either today or tomorrow if he's going to call in sick. But back at topic. So we lost him, and we now have vacant spaces. There's no haste made to actually fill them up. There's constantly, he needs to make calls constantly like, hey, can you work now? Can you work now? Can you please help us out in a pinch? And well, kind of sucks. So tomorrow I'm gonna see how it was left behind, and I really do hope that he did not burn himself out in the process. Nobody wants that. At least I don't want it. He works way too hard for the company. The company almost mandates it. It's disgusting. At some point, it was the most well-regarded store chain in the country. But now it's just... You can't even look at it anymore. It will make you feel nasty. It has become really, really bad. But that's for work. In the meantime, I got a 3D printer, a resin printer. And a friend of mine who also has been making 3D prints for the last 3 or 4 years is pretty excited to see the first results. The problem is I bought it in January, late January. We're now in early March. The resin has been shipped today because it will take at least 1 day of transit to get to DHL, which I also have a fun story about. We'll get to there. So we have 1 day to get to transit to DHL, then another day to start processing, which means it's on a Saturday. Sunday they don't ship, and Monday they don't deliver. So we'll be on Tuesday again before I get the first sights of my resin. I mean, I hope it's worth it. I installed a screen protector. There's like one small bubble in there that I just cannot get rid of. No matter what I do, it just doesn't work. And I really hope that little bubble doesn't ruin the whole thing. If it does, I'm going to be really pissed. I need to buy a new screen protector. I have to clean it again. I have to take it apart, take the resin out. Also, I hope they actually were smart enough to include the air purifier that I requested with my printer that they haven't shipped yet. Well, at least they have the wash and cure shipped to me, so I'm kind of happy about that. Secret is at the best level, level 69 with 169 TP. Beautiful. I can also put it in TP up, but he doesn't really need it. So, I'm just chaining stories back to back. The next thing that happened to me in life, again in a real bad altercation with DHL. I'm still pissed about it, and I really wish I could transfer my shipping from DHL to let's say USPS or USP, or UPS or USPS, one or the other. So oh, that just sucks. 2 weeks ago, on a Friday, I think it was a Friday, I went to work and had an update on Windows, and I was like, okay, Windows, go ahead and update, turn yourself, shut down when you're finished. I'll go to work, come back later. So I arrive back, so I come back home, and I see that my computer is not turned off. It's kind of weird. I specifically asked it to turn itself off, or it was turned off, but it was on like standby, and then I booted it up and came from sleep, one or the other. So then I went through the hoops, went through everything. You know, to counteract this whole thing, I could also to counteract the elemental attack, I can also make 2 survivalists. But that is too much. Then I need to train another one from 10. Not going to do that. From 1, I think. If only experience points accumulation was hastened by some way. But anyway, so I got back, turned my PC on, set something. Then it was finalizing the updates, and I had a crash. Pretty bad. It's not one of those blue screens. This is the one where your screen just everything freezes, and you see like this black bar loading on your screen, and you're like, oh fuck, this is a massive outage. So it turns out, once I booted it up again, I had no internet. Not a problem, just reset the card, reset my connection. See if I can. I went through all the hoops, and even got panicked at some point. It was like, oh fuck, this can't be happening right now. I'm not in a position where I can't have internet, where I have to like replace my motherboard. That would be really disastrous. But okay. I went through more hoops, and eventually I was able to cheese my adapter, which has been missing, back to my hardware. Okay. A little ray of hope, but the best I could get was like 1 bit per second. Like no faster than 1 bit per second. Not a kilobit, a bit. Because in 10 minutes I get like 37 kilobits sent or something. Like, not a lot. So eventually I had to throw in the towel and was like, yeah, this thing is not going to work. Not anymore. My PC is pretty old. By today's standards, it's like 5 or 6 years, I think. Maybe around that time. And it made some pretty large miles. But anyway, I eventually decided, like, okay, I'm going to get a new... Like, my options were get a new motherboard, install everything in there, or get a internet card, an Ethernet card. So I decided on that. I bought myself an Ethernet card, and my god, were they expensive. They are not cheap in the Netherlands. they're really expensive. Like the cheapest one was for 100 megabits, and the cheapest for 1 gigabits was like 40 or 50. I got an Asus one that goes up to 10 gigabits. I thought, okay, I'm gonna need all that bandwidth anyway. I've been using that much since like the beginning of time, so might as well do that. Okay, so I bought it in the evening, like 8 or 9. I went to bed early because there was nothing. It's really, it's really disheartening to like just flat out tell like, yeah, when there's no internet, I go to bed early because there's nothing for me to do, which is kind of painful because I have a lot of books to read, but I just can't read at home. I need to read in a secluded place, either driving or ah. Yes, my coworker called in sick. My shift leader. I'm kind of happy he did, and I'm also happy that there's actually someone who's taking care of that. I'm not sure who this is. Is this my new manager, or is this the old manager? Black short hair, probably him. Hopefully I'm not working with the manager. I really can't work with him. Not anymore at least. I lost all respect for him. So anyway, I bought the cart. I got a message like, hey, it's going to be delivered at this date. It's great, fast, I'm happy. Thank you. Like, genuinely, thank you. I could almost give you a hug. So, the next day, I'm waiting. It was on a Wednesday, because Thursday I was going to get the cart at 10:30 about-ish. Or it was on a Saturday. Anyway. I mean, what the hell, I can look it up. Yeah, it was on a Friday, and on a Saturday I would get the package delivered. 24th February, so that's now 2 weeks ago. So, morning comes, and I wake up early. Because I have plans to go to the gym early, and get my workout in, and install the cart when I get back. Well, the good thing is, it was going to be delivered like really early, like really early. Me even happier. I can install it immediately, then go to the gym if it takes some time updating and stuff. So I'm waiting, and it never came. Okay, it was going to be 10:30 and 12:30. Okay, you know. So we're waiting. It's now 10, 10:24, 10:25, 10:26. I get a message. Thank you for purchasing. Thank you for choosing DHL as your yada 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 delivery system. Great, it has been delivered. I go back down, and I'm like, hey, you guys received the package? No, we didn't. Is that what he did? No. Yeah, they usually do that when there's like, they just scan everything in and then they deliver it. You know, kind of a dick move, but whatever. So I went through the day, like, just waiting. Could be any moment now. Now I'm left in the dark. You know what? I'm going to the gym. I need to go to the gym. I'll be back and I'll see you guys later. So I went to the gym and went through everything. Never received an email, message from DHL. Only got the message. Still has the message. has been delivered at your home. I come back from my workout. Package is still not there. At this point, I'm a little bit mad. Maybe they missed the opportunity and they're going to deliver it tomorrow. Well, tomorrow is Sunday, so they're going to deliver it on Monday. Or maybe Tuesday, because Monday they don't do package, I think. Fine. I'll go 2 days without any internet. I think I'll manage. I'll just do something else instead. I tried to grind a little bit in Etrian Odyssey, but without the usual podcasts or anything to do, just talk to myself. That's not a... Like, now I'm conveying a story to you guys. I can do that. But then Tuesday came. Nothing. Wednesday came. Nothing. Thursday came. Still nothing. Then Friday came. I was getting pissed. Friday morning, I sent out a... Well, you can't really... Oh, that just sucks. Well, at least it's poison, not hex. So, I sent out a message to... No, So DHL now has you talking to a bot. I first made the inquiry that my package was missing on a Sunday, and I would receive a message from them regarding the outcome of their research, of their investigation, within 3 to 5 days. Okay. I downloaded the DHL app and went through the hoops, got it installed, and eventually, there we go. So Monday I was unsure if the request was going to be sent to my name and address and email, so I double checked. You can never be too careful. Next thing I knew, they sent me the message yeah, we already have an inquiry about this, this and that, and you'll receive a message from promptly. Okay, everything went well. I'm just gonna wait 3 to 5 days and see what comes up. Wednesday, third day. I sent the bot a message. We haven't had the opportunity to please wait between 3 to 5 work days. Fine. Thursday. Hey bot, please wait 3 to 5 work days. Okay, get the maximum amount. Sure, why not? Friday comes. I send them a message. Send the bot a message. The bot sends back to me. We sent you an email regarding the outcome of our investigation. Did it help you? No. I never received the email. So I was lied to for a second time. First, I didn't. Actually, a third time. I did not get my package. It wasn't delivered at my home, and now it's lying to me that I never got about receiving an email regarding the outcome of the investigation. Okay. I got in contact with an employee. The employee took about 5 minutes to start the chat, even though in the chat room I was already I got in the chat room and it says you're now talking to X. I don't remember the name of the person. So I sent a message hey, good day, X. Radio silence. This was all during my work break, by the way. I had to go back to work in a few moments. But I waited. And about 5 minutes later, she wished me a good day and asked me what this is about. So I told her hey, on this date I should have received a package, but I did not. Then I sent an inquiry, and you guys would investigate. And within 3 to 5 days I would receive a message, and now I'm being told I should have received that message, but I never did. Okay, then she, yeah, a little bit of back and forth. Can you give me more details? I gave her all the details, everything up front. Okay, she looked into it. Took about a minute or three. And it was something like this. We have concluded the investigation, and the sender wishes to keep the results of the investigation between us and them. For any more information, you have to contact the sender. Okay. Sounds pretty grave. Like, if you ever come into contact with someone and they say like, yeah, we've come to a conclusion. Nice, level 70. And I wish to keep it between me and them. That's pretty bad. So I really thought hell broke loose. Someone's going to get fired and castrated, or something to that effect. So I contacted the sender on that same Friday, and only received an email from them last Tuesday. We're not going there yet. The next day, I have my D&D one-off to help my friends learn information about Dungeons & Dragons and to make sure that, and to ensure that they really like the class and the character they're playing. So it's kind of like my way of pitching in. By the way, I'm going to be playing D&D as a player again. It's, yeah. That's a story for even later. But anyway, we were playing D&D. And the neighbor, we had a package for the neighbor. And the neighbor came to us. Along with him, the package I had been waiting for a week. So DHL, you mean to tell me that it took you 3 to 5 days to come to a conclusion that something was amiss so gravely that it could only be kept between you and the sender, or actually did not do any form of investigation and were like, let them fix it, we'll see what comes up to me. When all it took was ask the delivery man, hey, do you remember when you were going to that neighborhood with that address? Did you bring it to a neighbor instead of his house? Yes or no? Frankly, it did ask me like to ask my neighbors in advance, like, hey, has it been delivered to your neighbors? Which it did, but we are also in a group chat, and when we asked, nothing came up. But anyway, now I got the card. It had some issues in the beginning when it was receiving very heavy traffic. It would stutter. I would lose internet connection, and then it would reboot and whatnot. And it turned out it cannot handle more than 1 gigabits of data. At least my cable can't. If the cable does, it also took me like 2 days of researching that, 2 or 3 days. It's been a hell of a week. Hell of a month, I should say. So I bottlenecked it to 1 gigabits and it's working perfectly ever since. So I'm happy. It's pretty smooth. Sometimes I just get a little bit of hiccups, but also my phone data gets hiccups. So that's that. So yeah, I'm basically done it through with DHL. This was so bad. It was such a bad take from their part that I just can't look at them anymore and be like, yeah, that's respectable delivery service. Let me know if you guys have any like poor experiences with delivery. I know USPS in America is like really bad, but DHL just took the crown that day. Like, holy shit, the amount of complex steps I had to get through, when all it should have taken was asking. Also, he got like 20 hit points from that one level up. Asking the delivery guy like, hey, did you give it to the neighbors? Because remember, I got a message from DHL that it was delivered to my house. It's been a horrible experience. And now my resin, which is now like 5 weeks late because of Chinese New Year. Yeah, sure, you're a British company with warehouses in both England and Germany. Give me a break. You're not celebrating Chinese New Year, you're just making an excuse and not work. Which they also did not advertise on their sites. You had to send them an email to get a reply back like, hey, we're out for Chinese New Year. What a scummy thing to do. You're late for Chinese New Year, you never told anyone, and then you send my items in batches, in different batches. Then it takes another week to get my resin shipped, and all you have to say for yourself is, we're sorry for the inconvenience. We'll please wait until your package is shipped. You know what most companies do? I once had an order. I don't remember what kind of order it was, but it was I think a book from a bookstore, and I was pretty like I was a frequent visitor there, so this turned out to be like really favorable for me in the end. So I ordered a book, and the book came in, and I was missing one. I think I ordered 2 books, and only 1 book came in. I was like, hey, kind of a bitch thing to say, but you kind of messed up. And they were really respectful, like, oh shit, oh wow, that is really bad, sir. We'll make sure you get your book shipped. I'll make sure of it myself. I think the one of the higher ups actually was like, yeah, I'm going to fix that myself. That should not have happened. Here is a voucher. That's a 10 euro off coupon, which you can use in like for I think 2 years or something. It was like a really extended period. But because I was a frequent visitor, like next month I already used that voucher. But it was a $10 €10 voucher that I just got for free because they messed up. Like, give me something to. That sounds actually really scummy. But when you as a seller fail to meet the criteria of a transaction, do something that will incentivize those same people to come back a second time anyway. Like, those bottles of resin are always on sale. Say like, hey, we think it's kind of bad that this had to happen to you like 2 times now. Given the circumstance and given the situation, we would like to offer an extra cleaning kit for you at no charge. Okay, that's pretty cool. Or maybe it'd be like, hey, here's the refund for the cleaning kit you ordered, because I already ordered a cleaning kit. Great. Or hey, here are 2 extra protector screens just in case, don't worry about it. Or even better, here's an extra bottle of resin, to make up for the time delay you got waiting for the resin. Okay, that would be pretty cool. Those would all be acceptable. Like, even if it was just a screen protector that costs them like $1 to make, having that extra screen protector will mitigate the need for me to buy it in the future again. It's pretty cool. Okay, I'll take it. It's a little gift. It shows that they feel a little bit sorry, even if it's all corporate talk. At least they show off that they feel sorry. But now I just get a mail like, yeah, we're sorry for that. Please wait. We'll keep the money. Meanwhile, my 3D printer and wash and cure machine is collecting dust. Companies suck nowadays. I remember the good old days when something was amiss. We've got one more salve going on, but we're also reaching the deadline that I'm going to attempt Primeval. But like, back in the day, if they messed up, there was something of an exchange going on that you could count on the company to do at least the minimum of good. My screen just turned black for a split second. That was weird. But now, not so much. Okay, we're going to level Rem one more time, and then we're going to make an attempt at Primeval. If we actually make it, then it's party time because we can start Etrian Odyssey 2, which I think is a little bit inferior to 1, but still we have to play it. Etrian Odyssey 4 and 5 for the 3DS only, and I can't stream from the 3DS as much as I want to. Great console though. Not as good as the original DS of their GBA. GBA was magical. So, but now we're going to go back to the D&D talk. I'm going to print my D&D miniature with the resin printer. That's one of my first prints. And I'm also going to print a few gifts for my friends for their birthdays, which are now like weeks away, weeks gone. So we were in a chat, in a talk. Actually, let's make it once I finish these stories. I've got 2 stories left. After that, because I need to go full focus mode on Primeval, can't mess up once. I really need my concentration, can't talk about stories. So, I really wanted to play D&D again as a player. I'm currently a Dungeon Master, and the next campaign we're going to run is Starfinder, which will be not D&D, whose campaign also will run for like 3 to 6 years. So by the end of it all, the first moment I can play D&D again as a player would be about 10 years from now. 9 to 10 years. Not going to happen. I just recently starting to listen to a lot of Hylum, which is like a neo-folk, post-folk, post-modern, pre-modern, whatever. It's really good. Go watch them on Spotify. It's really great. They also have, but they have a female. They have a female vocal lead, and there's something mystical about their voice, and I really like that. And I was starting to think like, oh, what if I was a bard with that kind of singing talent? What if I? And I started to make this character, mold this character, get a little inspiration from other arts, and then I saw like, what if I made a centaur bard? But what would my centaur bard be like? I want her to be girly. I want her to be really girly. I want her to come from a happy family. I want her to be good at poetry and dancing, even though she's a centaur, would look really witty. And I want her to be a support. Like, I want to be controlling of the environment and make my party the center of attention for the battle. While I handle the role-playing sessions, the nut battles. Like, that would be really good. That would be really fun to play. Okay, what's next? What's next? Ooh, magic items. Ooh, it's going to be really tough finding a magic item. I was really going through all the steps of making her. I even wrote a 4-page background of her, about her family, where she's from, about their family tree, because she has a lot of family. So she's from a warrior tribe, and that warrior, because the warrior tribe is as follows: you're born, you go into training. Women are especially crafted in magic, and men are especially crafted in physical combat. And so they'll have like they start learning things from early on, and then they become soldiers, mercenaries, or whatever. And eventually, once they're of age, they will retire, start a family, and learn the crafts of artisan. So become a carpenter, or become a brewer, become a weaver, become a smith, anything of the sorts. So it's basically like a two-tier life. First you're a soldier, and then you become a work slave, if you will. Because of that, they need a lot of children, because, you know, people die in battle. And so, like, my character had like a shite ton of relatives. I also gave the DM a little bit of... I gave my DM 2 things to work with. One, I left the enemy that attacked me up to chance, like up to her, by making it an unknown phantasmal that attacked me. I also gave a little bit of backstory about who I dubbed Prime Evil Very ironic, very iconic for the stream, I know. It is an ancestor of hers. Yes, my Bard Centaur is a female, and he was known as the Headless Horseman. And he would go around chopping children's heads off and putting them on spikes, and just an all-around nasty, nasty person. Disgusting in all ways. So she can also work with that. And eventually, yeah, I made a mini and was like, yeah, I want to play this character. I need a party. So I went to my friends. I was like, hey, how do you guys think about playing D&D? Got some responses. Then I warmed them up a little bit. Yeah, but we also need a DM for this because we all want to play, but nobody can DM really. Nobody wants a DM yet. So okay, got in touch with a friend of mine, co-worker of mine, and 5 of them. A friend of my friend group, and 4 of my old friends. So we went through the hoops, got together at some point, and we're like, okay, let's plan this out. And if it helps, if any of this helps, I'm willing to do a little one-off. And with that one-off, I'm going to teach the upcoming Dungeon Master, like how to work, and give you guys as a player like a chance to try and play your character. You know, basic stuff. It was really nice of me, I think. So we got to the first chat, first discussion, and it turns out nobody wants to DM. Fuck. So, conversation went on. We talked about what we want to play, how we want to play, what kind of things we want. And eventually, it all boiled down to, okay, let's start. Me, I'm already a Dungeon Master in one party. I can't DM 2 games. A friend of theirs is also a DM in her game, so I vouched against her as a DM. I wanted her to play as well. Then 2 of my friends immediately went, yeah, sorry, I can't do it. I don't want to do it. Great. Now we only have 2 people left. A friend of mine who is known to drop things really easily, and the other friend of mine who has never played D&D, has the least amount of experience of anyone. And yeah, the second one took the job. And I'm grateful for her that she actually wants to do this. But at the same time, I'm really scared for it because I said like, okay, I'm gonna go through the hoops and teach you how to make a town, make an encounter, make a dungeon, everything, like a crash course, immediately how to do. I even offered to like, hey, we can also play one of the starter kits. There's the Lost Mines of Vandalin, and now there's a new starter kit, Dragons of the Isle of whatever. So we can actually do that. Like, we can also do that. So I gave her a crash course, and it was successful for me. I made a nice one-off. I think I liked it, but it was really hectic. So first day comes, I ask of everyone their character, and that's usually when you, let's see. Yeah, this is the party. Okay, I'm going to make Vault Wall. Or I'll make TP up. No, like this. Okay, I actually want her HP up maxed. Actually, oof. She doesn't have too much to work with. It's because of trickery that I really got, like, lost a lot. No, let's nap. I'm afraid the FOE will once again come back. Please don't let the boss FOE be back. No! I was kind of afraid that would happen. How? Weak to fire. Immune to ice. Sort of works. Oof, that's so clinch. Nice. I think I can actually continue. I'm in a pretty good state to begin with. Dragoids. Fold Wall, Hellcry, Self, Apollon, and now she can do magic. Jesus. Chill, okay? Stop it. I have TP to spare. My TP management will need to take some like lessons though. You're kidding me. Again? Come on, use your fucking fire breath. Well, Violet's almost out. Never mind. Wait. Oh my god. Oh my god. I actually thought I locked myself in there. Frost Coat, Fold Coat, Hamo Prime, Summer Prime, Nectar 3. Ice Resist up by 2, Fold Resist up by 2. 40 defense. The Specialized are stronger though. And also they're 100k. That is not worth it. Fold Resist. Wow. Hextall. Actually gives a lot of TP, Jesus. That's 50 extra. I can only pick one of these. A Nectar 3, Hamao Prime, or Soma Prime. I have a lot of all of them. I think I will go for Hamao Prime. So, to wrap up my story, now it really is a death march. So, I'm gonna wrap up my story, and then we're going to do Primeval. After that point, I won't be able to talk to chat because I need to fully focus on the page itself. So, a friend of mine, so we did one. So they sent me the characters, and that's when you usually see the first red flags of a person. Usually the lack of imagination, or the lack of creativity, or the lack of experience. All of them except one suffered at least one of these: lack of experience or lack of um, creativity. You know, we can work with that. So my friend, who is going to become the next DM, sends me her character sheet. It's empty. I ask her like, hey, what are you doing? I send her a picture of the empty sheet. So I'm like, oh, let me fix that. She sends me then. She starts asking questions like, hey, what is a good attack bonus for level 4? I'm like, what? What is a good attack to do? What kind of attack do I have? What? Hey, I could do that and that, right? Can I change my race still? I'm gonna play a halfling barbarian, known for their heavy weapons. Then I received one of the most cursed character sheets I've ever laid my eyes on. She really, and I don't mean it with any disrespect, create a character sheet with a plus 30 in attack bonus. And I'm like, wow. This girl knows nothing. She's going to be the DM soon. We already had our session where I was like, okay, let's go through the hoops of me trying to explain to you, like, hey, this is how you create something. Here's all my items I used for and created for the campaign I'm running. And then she sends me that character sheet. We have our session. We go through the hoops of people creating a character. We had 4 people that needed tended to. We had 2 experienced players. A total of 6 hours, so that's 1.5 hours per person, was spent fixing the characters. She took about 1 whole hour of our time, just me trying to talk to her like, hey, this is how to do it. And then when I was asking her questions like, hey, what does this do? She just gave me a blank stare like, what? Okay, what does that do? What's your dat? What's your hit points? It almost felt like she did not even try. And that was really painful. Like, you can not understand, but it felt like she wasn't trying. And given that she was going to be DM in a certain period of time, I got a little bit scared. I honestly, like, for the party to not know anything, like, there are 2 experienced players, they can help. We can help the rest of the other 3. It's doable. But for the dungeon master to have this much inexperience became a little bit scary for me. Like, I'm going to play a full caster that is going to buff and debuff and control the state of the battle, and maybe even social encounters as a bard. And we have an experienced player, another experienced player, who's going to play a wizard, who is like multi-versatile and really, really scary if left alone. You're going to be playing against 2 heavily scary characters for a dungeon master, not for an encounter, but just for a dungeon master, because of the shit they can pull through. And there was so much I needed to teach her. So we decided on a second one-off, and I'm going to play a wizard. And it's more of a utility wizard, really. And he is as sweet and cute as she is, as sadistic as he is. He is out there on the battlefield or in social encounters to just wreak havoc. Unfortunately, the wizard doesn't get much social encounter spells, so it's mostly tend to like anti-enemy spells. Sleep, grease, web, counterspell, Slow. Slow is really good. I've seen slow once and I've never not picked it. For my board, I'm also going to pick slow. It is just so... It's more devastating than Fireball. Fireball will kill a lot of small critters. You can just take out one by one. But oh boy, slow can wreck an encounter. I'm definitely going to pick that. So yeah, that's the state of the Dungeon Dragons right now. We're up against Primeval, the final boss. They reach the true depths of the Yggdrasil Labyrinth's ominous red caverns. Before you squats an abomination born from your most terrible nightmares. The monster dwelling in these blood-soaked depths must be the labyrinth's final enemy. Unsheathing your weapons, you prepare to face the heart of the labyrinth. Primeval. Starts off with Explosion. That's actually not too bad for heal. Okay, 5 buffs. Have to tank this one. Have to tank the second one. Rear guard. I'll slash. Jesus, it's 6 attacks. See, this turn 3, so I need to set up. Fuck. It's rush again. He's going to use a physical attack again. Why? That's game over. He used the same fucking physical attack 3 fucking times. What a whore. It's turn 1. Turn 3. Okay, now there are 5 buffs on the field. Okay. First, fold wall. Even providing some healing. Firewall. And now we do ice wall. Hellcry still up. Shit. I had to prep. You gotta be kidding me. Okay. He's going to do fold. So bring everyone up to turn 9. No, I can't cheese out of that. He's going to do a physical attack. Oh, Warhammer's the best option. Okay, we are so back. No, 11, that's explode firewall. Everyone has immunize. Ten buffs. ice. And don't set up yet. I can use immunize. Use that. Immunize. Multi-hit. Freeze. Fuck. Oh my god, I used the wrong one. We're doing decent damage. We were like 30% after the first cycle. And I messed up big time. Okay. Turn 2. Rush is the worst. Up to 6 attacks. Come on. Okay. Not. It's manageable. See? We managed. Okay. Turn 3 he will use a physical attack. And I have to do Quicken. Best attack he can do. Okay. All out assault. How much? What's this? I can check this. Like Violet's max TP. I'm going to do it anyway. Five is yellow, fault. I'm so happy with that. Next up is red is fire. Okay, next up is 7 is ice, and I have to set up. Let's see, quicken. Yeah, then I get. They don't have immunize yet. Hoo. He's doing pretty poorly. Turn 8. Physical attacking. Turn 9. Fold. Turn 10. Remove all buffs. Turn 11. Fire. You have to announce it. Or else I really don't know what's going on. Then I'll make the mistake again. My heart is beating so fast, even though it's a turn-based game. One mistake and I'm dead. Turn 12. Remove all 10 buffs. Yeah. "13. Ice. Don't set up yet. Immunize. Tank 14. Now I have to set up. That sucks. It really sucks. 15 is a physical attack. He is really low. I don't qualify for that. I'm going to do rear guard. Boosted. All slash. I was going to do a revive on Siegfried. If I survive this, I have 2 blocks of elemental attack, so I can. Survived. Okay. Whew. 16 is firewall. "17 is fold wall. I need to tank number 18 as well. Number 18 is a physical attack. I really have to immunize. You're kidding me. Now I have to tank number 20 as well. Number 19 is Ice Wall. I still have one All Mist. I know what to do. Nectar 3, All Mist. Ten buffs. Firewall. Immunize. Everyone is immunized. Good. Salve. Turn 1. This is 22 is physical. Stop it. Stop. $23. Setting up. He's below 25%. Okay, Brynhilda can't get attacked again. Turn 24, he will waste. $25 is ice. 25 is ice wall. 26 is firewall. Seven is a physical, any kind. We are in kill range. Waiting turn 28. Fuck. No, wait. We did it! We actually did it! That's it. That's literally it. I just overcame one of the hardest challenges I've ever faced. I'm willing to proceed. Continue forward, yes. They even have the lame... Demon Core, 18,000. It's not even worth that much. Masamune. The strongest weapon in the game. Save for the actual strongest weapon. 240, 15. That's it. Oh, it could be stunned. 11 score, which erected the colored hollows to protect itself. I can see that. A perfectly filled out. Monster Bestiary. Every monster in the labyrinth. Demon Core is the most expensive thing to sell? That's pathetic. This can't be right. This can't be right. Turns out re-entering the room Primeval is in starts the fight again, so maybe don't do that when searching for the exit after beating it. No immunize a defender run. Post-game final. You know, we beat Primeval on expert mode. How about that one? If trying to beat him an expert or a quick will starts at YouTube, I prefer to do it the long way because those methods are kind of unfulfilling if you basically repeat something you watched and win without having to think much. He's designed against being killed the long way because his last two phases have RNG. If you don't want to beat him on expert, there's a few ways that don't require a lot of luck. I'm going to consult a walkthrough to see if floor 30. The good old days of using text. Beat the Dragoid, then enter the worm, defeat the wormwood. It's a Primeval, get prepared and to head then head through the door. Once you defeat Primeval, you beat the game. That's it. That's our reward. I'm really safe, right? Let me just... If it sounds like I'm feeling defeated, it's because I kind of am. There's one thing I want to test out. If it's really true. We just defeated this super secret, super hard boss. And there's no endgame. Like, this entire area is just designed to be a big asshole. Oh yeah, it really starts again. I'm not going to beat you a second time. Fuck that shit. Well, we officially beat Etrian Odyssey. I've beaten it. From start to finish. Every enemy. Without cheat codes. That was exhausting. That ends the first chapter of my kicking YouTube stream. Let me set things up so we can start Etrian Odyssey 2. It'll be like a 5-minute stream